All right.
Thank you. Thank you, Bruno. And also a very nice background you got there for Zoom. It's amazing.
It's my friend.
It's really, really funny.
Thanks.
So for my presentation, it's going to be about a project that we worked here at the Artifacts Animation Studio. It was a really nice project. It was called NadiaButterfly. It's an actual Quebec production, so we're very proud. And it was actually selected in the official selection for Festival de Cannes 2020 with the optimized share. All right, so here we go. All right, so yay, Canada won. Woohoo! We had 2 months to do the whole project. So first things first, I was tasked to do the characters, the animation for them, and the actual crowd simulation. And my coworker was doing all of the set extension. As you could see, it was a 3D set in the background with the crowd on top. So 2 months for us in Artifacts, we didn't do a lot of full 3D crowd, so it was a first for us. We learned a lot in the process. So when I first started the project, I needed some characters, and as anybody that has a limited amount of time, you can't just literally buy them online. So that's what we did. We bought 12 characters, 6 male, 6 female, that were already rigged with biped. And for the animation, we found a nice little pack of animation for crowd. It wasn't that easy though. Of course, we needed to fine tune some of the details. So like the characters were sitting a bit too high compared to our stadium seats. So a bit of fine tune there, but it was a good start. So we had characters and everything in the beginning was nice. With the animation and the characters themselves, just straight up with the animation we bought online, it was something looking like this. So it worked perfectly in our case because it was, like you saw in the video, pretty much in the background. So it was perfect for us. For the next step, I'm going to show you how I did the actual crowd simulation. So for all of you that don't know what TypeFlow is, I'm pretty sure you all know, but for those that aren't familiar with it, it's a free particle plugin for 3ds Max. It was made by the talented Tyson Ibel. He updates it really regularly, and it's an awesome little program that, since it's free, it's amazing. Just for those of you that didn't use it yet, I definitely recommend you to try it. So on the more technical side of things, here's my 3ds Max scene. I'm gonna maybe just disable for now the optimize so that I have less lag. Well, it's gonna lag, but it's gonna appear more crisp for you guys. So the way it works. So first off, all of my characters here, the 12 ones with their variations, because all of the characters have 3 different texture variations to add more life in the whole crowd, are here, and all of them with TypeFlow, the way it works is you have to put them into Thai actors for all of them. This is how the simulation is going to take them and show them on screen. So after my coworker finished up the 3D part of the where is it? Sorry. Stadium. All right. Okay. So this was the 3D model that my friend did, and as you can see, there's All of these little green points, they're actually point helpers in 3ds Max, and they're positioned right in front of all of the seats. There is about 5,000 seats in that current stadium, and the points are needed to spawn all of the characters in the simulation afterward. So if I zoom in for this presentation, I'm gonna just focus on one section because otherwise it would take a while. Here I can activate my character. So it's gonna be a section like this, which is about 80 seats. So as you can see, they are casual people. We call them casual that because they're not associated with a team, and Team Canada and Team UK in the back as an example. So if I open really quickly my, actually I have it here, TypeFlow. TypeFlow is a nodal particle system, so it's really, really user-friendly. And the thing you see on screen, I'm just gonna stop moving because it's gonna lag for you guys, is the whole tree, the whole node tree that is doing the simulation. So that one is for the casual people in the middle, and there's one for each single team. So we specified some points in the stadium where we wanted the teams so that we had more control on where we add them. So if I zoom in real quick, first stage is the start one. So the way it works is, since it's a particle system, you spawn your particle first. In that case, 56, because this is the exact number of points that we chose. And then you position them on the helpers themselves. So here you get all your helpers that you selected. Final step in the first stage is a split where we remove about 20% in that case characters, so that it makes it more human, more lively, so that not all of the seats are occupied. We then take all of this, send it out, and then we have this big step, which is going to filter out all of the particle and assign them to one of our 12 characters. So we got, like I said in the beginning, 6 female, 6 male. And the way we did it, because in the first place, in the first time we tried that, since we didn't have a lot of characters, 12 is not that much for 5,000 seats, we often ran into a problem where 2 characters identical were sitting right next to each other. So you can imagine that it's a bit weird when you see a crowd and like, oh, there's 2 twins like exactly the same. So the way we countered that was to have every X number of particle to change the character. So that way we never add the same character side by side. So once we did that, all of these little characters are sent out to their own state. So for example, I'm gonna take that one, which is, well, I'm gonna take that one. So male 1, for example, goes here. And then it's like a 2-part step. So you got the first one here, which spawns the actor, which I mentioned at the beginning, where all of my actors were predefined, and it shows up the mesh of the character. So it takes the rig, it takes the animation, and this is where it gets added to the scene. So that's for that. And then material ID is a random ID between the three textures for each of the characters. So this is the part where we randomize the color of the assets. At some point in the production, the client wanted us to add some flags so that the crowd was going to wave some flags during the animation. So this is where that second part comes in. There is a 30% chance that the actor itself is going to go in that state instead and spawn with a flag. So this is how we managed it. If I go down, all of these are then they are then going out to the final step, which is the animation step. So in that node right here and this one, there is a node called actor animation, and this does all the animation for all of the characters. The reason why we have 2 nodes is because there's one without a flag and one with a flag. And if I click here, for example, we got animation 11, which was the animation for the waving a flag. That way we can have all of the proper animation playing and everything. So after figuring that out, we were very pleased with the result. But as you can see, we have a lot of seats to fill, right? So that type of simulation, at least at the time we had with this version of Tyflow. Now it's way smoother. That's the cool thing with Tyflow because he updates it a lot. At that time, it was a bit difficult to spawn all of our characters in. So one really cool workaround that we found is that you can take one part like this and export it as a cache, and then you can instance it where you want them to be copied. So of course, you don't instance it right on the side, but for example, that front row right there, we add 3 variations that we could place all around. So it was a really fun thing to do. Of course, there's a whole team that was doing the camera tracking for the 3D part. It was a huge step because the camera was in a sequence shot. It was long, and we had a great team that did that too. A lot of comp artists worked on that too. So yeah, here is a little video of that particular 80 seat crowd with the animation and with the waving of flags. We could have pushed the animation maybe a bit more, but since it was always far away and we had a little bit amount of time, we decided that that was fine for us, and the client really liked it. So this is it for the crowd part, and then what else? Oh yeah, one big part, because now Tyflow has a sort of get material from the object that you spawn. But when we did that, uh, since we rendered it out with Redshift and it wasn't yet supported, now it is, we needed to assign huge materials to each of the Tyflows. So in that case, to be able to manage all of the materials for every variation of characters, we had to. I'm pretty sure that's a nightmare for a lot of people here. A huge spaghetti of nodes and materials. So this, for example, is the material for the casual people. You get all your variation, and this is what we assign to the Tyflow itself. So that was a bit time consuming, but with the little speed up we got with the downloaded characters, we managed to do that. I'm gonna play back the original so that you can see the final result once again, without the sound, of course. And we're really thankful to Pascal Plante, which is the creator of the film NadiaButterfly, to have chosen us to do the effects for that. It was really fun to do, and we look forward to working with them maybe in the future. Same goes for you guys that are listening. Artifacts is continually searching for cool projects to work on. As I said, 3D animation, VFX, all sorts of things. And yeah, we're really proud. As a small studio, we often face challenges that are bigger than our resources. So what makes us successful is our ability to think outside the box, to adapt quickly, and to make the most of what we have. In that case, Tyflow was a solution for us. Of course, we could have gone with Golem for Maya, or there's a bunch of other plugins that we could have used to do the crowd, but since Tyflow was already integrated in our pipeline, I figured why not use that instead. I saw some couple of examples online. It was a first for me too, but with all of the resources that we can find online, it was achievable. So I would like to thank everybody that listened to that presentation. And here's our contact if you want to contact us in the future. And I'm gonna pass it back to Bruno.
All right. Thanks, Jeremy. So by the way, there's a lot of love coming your way on the YouTube live chat.